Okay, so I've just downloaded the latest version of Photoshop. This is CC2018, and they've got a new tool in it, the curvature tool. That's one of the new features, certainly, that's caught my attention. So I thought I'd have a little play about with it. You've also got the standard pen tool, and for people who are comfortable using it, you might find it slightly less intuitive than Adobe expect. Particularly if you've been well versed in creating your curves, for a long time using this tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple of layers, and I'll work on them independently and show you how the two tools differ. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new tool, a new layer, which I'm going to just call regular pen, and I'm going to work on that one. And with the pen tool selected, I can come up here to the little cog symbol and show you one of the other things that's very, very helpful, this rubber band. As you can see, if you don't have the rubber band on, you're kind of clicking in the dark really for points. So that's not what I'm going to use. I'm going to select it with the rubber band on, and that way you can see that it's always following where my points are being clicked on. So that's a great option to switch on. The other thing that's also very helpful in the path options in CC 2018, I've never noticed this before, so maybe it's a new feature. You can change the color that you're working with. So let's pick something that's a medium blue. There we are. We can change the color of that. I can even change it after the fact if I want to. I can change it to a magenta or a green. So whatever color you need to work with will make this much more intuitive and easier to use based on the source material that you've got. I'm going to go back to the default color because that's absolutely fine. And I'm going to just delete the paths that I've got in there for that for the moment. So you probably noticed this other one up here, the thickness of the line. So that we can also change. So if I put in a couple of points, I should have showed you this before deleting the path. The thickness of the line you can change, and again that it helps out because you can certainly see what you're working with much more comfortably there, and it doesn't affect the path itself. This is purely just a visual cue. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to work with that line thickness there, deleting my work path again. So going with the regular pen tool, I'm going to click a first point, hold down the shift key, which constrains it, as you can see, and go down to here, click another one. Oh, actually, let's hold the shift key down on that. And I'm going to click and drag to pull out a curve on there. That's fine. Then I'm going to put another curve in around here. Might need to move that one straight away so you can see how I'm working, just adding to these points as I go. Oh. So here's the next one being pulled into place. Obviously doing this very quickly, so I can reposition that one if I want to, and click on it to turn it into a straight anchor rather than a curve point. Move this up. So you can already see that some of this is a little bit fiddly. I'm going to put another one in here. Somewhere around there, yep. And another one. There we go. That's going to need to be changed slightly. The best path work I've ever done. Who would have thought? In the process of doing a tutorial, it will go this horribly wrong. Never mind. And another one in there. And click on that point, bring it up here. I'm sure the flickering is down to the graphics card, but there we go. So we've got our path here. Doesn't look too bad, I guess. I can come in and tidy up some of this. Yeah, that'll do me. I think that's absolutely fine for the purposes of this. If I just turn this into a solid color and give this green, for example, for the moment. and then hide my pen path, you can see that that layer there is the one that's done with the regular pen tool. I'm going to now come and create a new layer for the curvature tool. And let's hide our work path. Incidentally, these blues, when you come up to your preferences on the interface, one of the things that I find the highlight color with the default, that gray isn't as obvious, so I switch that to blue, and that for me works a little better. So anyway, this curvature tool, I'm going to start in this bottom corner here, clicking in there, and I'm going to click another point here. And as you can see, as soon as I go up here, it starts to try and turn into a curve. And the way around that is we have to double click on the point. Double click, there we go. And again, same thing, so double click. And there we go, again, double click. You will get the hang of this, I'm sure. I will get the hang of this, I'm sure. And there we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of try and gauge where these points are likely to be best placed. And Photoshop's going to try and help you out as you're going around. So you don't want to add too many in, just keep an eye on where you're actually placing these points. Another one there, double click on that one, come across here and double click. So it starts off looking like it's going to be a straight point, and then the curvature tool does its work. One last point, and there we go. And double click to finish off that point. So with that one, again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set a solid color for that. Some sort of pink or whatever. Okay, so then I'll hide the paths. So you can see a bit of a difference here, but obviously I've done this quite quickly. The two layers that we've got, both created in different ways, and you can possibly see that the different tools are going to give you different results. You do need to play with this and get the hang of it. It's, as I said, not as intuitive straight away. If you're used to working with the natural pen tool, this whole point of it trying to guess the curves for you, you will see a movement depending on the position of your mouse. So I'm guessing I'm working with a Wacom here, but I'm guessing that if you're working with a point and click mouse, this tool might come into its own in a way that I'm not imagining at the moment. Anyway, that's quick take on the tool. See how you get on with it, and post your comments below if you've got any.